Friends, it has been too long since we last had a 3-minute thriller review, so welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be filling you in on The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. Oh, this is the way it goes. Now, first we had The Family Upstairs, but now we have The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. So let's get into my thoughts on this book. But before we talk about that, let me just fill you in on what this book is even about. So basically, this book follows this woman who, I don't even remember what her name was, Jane. Jane, she is a dog walker in this like super fancy upscale community in Alabama. And then before she knows it, she's head over heels in love with one of her dog walking clients. Not the dog, but the owner of the dog, whose name was Eddie. So Jane and Eddie, they have a fast and furious romance, but you know, this is a domestic thriller. Obviously things do not go according to plan and everything kind of unfolds from there. Okay, so what do I think about this book? So I thought it was a very, very typical, average, run-of-the-mill, stereotypical domestic thriller. I'm gonna say, like, think about in your mind for one moment, like a trope that comes to mind when you think of domestic thriller. Like, what do you think of? Like, what is like the most common thing that you would expect to see in a domestic thriller? Now that you have that in your head, I'm going to give it a 90% chance that what you're thinking of is in this book. Okay? I think this book was pretty much jam-packed full of stereotypical domestic thriller tropes. It was not that memorable in my opinion, just because it just felt very typical. I don't know how else to say it. That being said, I did actually enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars. I found it entertaining for the period of time I was reading it. It was fast paced. It was easy to get through. I listened to half of it in the physical form. I listened to the other half on audio, and I think both the audiobook and the physical book were pretty good, pretty easy to get through. It was entertaining. It kind of had like a guilty pleasure, like not Domestic Housewives. Is that what the show is called? Domestic Housewives? No. Domestic Housewives? It had a very like, what is that show called? Or, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like it has a very reminiscent of that show. It kind of had like a rom-com, like light kind of writing style, or kind of like a tongue-in-cheek writing style that I don't know, sometimes I like, sometimes I don't like. I think it actually works pretty well in this book. I was surprised several times in this book, but it was kind of hit or miss in the surprises. Some of the surprises I were surprised by, and some of them I kind of see coming. So all in all, I think it was enjoyable. I enjoyed reading it, but it's not something I would necessarily go like run out and recommend to all my friends or anything like that. But, you know, it was good for what it was, I'll say. So let me know if you've read this book and your thoughts on it. I'd love to know down in the comments. And that's it. Until next time, guys. Bye.